Drawing a grid and kind of coloring it in does give us an opportunity to find the area or the square root of a fraction, but it may not be the easiest way to do that, especially because we have to draw grids, and some of them can become quite large grids. Now, to determine the square root of a fraction without always drawing a grid, what we're going to do is we're going to take the square root of the numerator and the square root of the denominator. Okay. The result is the square root of the entire fraction. Now the square root of the numerator becomes the new numerator, and the square root of the denominator becomes the new denominator. Okay. This can be done with all regular fractions, okay, as well as improper fractions. Okay, so we can do it with any regular or improper fractions. Okay. A nice fraction is one that has a perfect square in the numerator and denominator. Okay, so if I give you a question, and there will probably be one on the assignment where it's asking, is it a nice fraction? Okay, if it has a perfect square in the numerator and the denominator, it will in fact be a nice fraction. It'll give us a nice rational number as an answer. Okay, if not, then it will not be a nice fraction, and so that's just, we won't deal with those at this time. So let's start by solving the square root of each fraction. Square root of 36 over 100, well, we did it up here already, so we should be getting 6 over 10. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take the square root of 36 over the square root of 100. Okay, square root of 36 is 6, square root of 100 is 10, and we can simplify this to 3 over 5. Okay, but this is how we square root, and I want to see you take the square root of both and then come up with the answer as well. But the answer would be 3 over 5 because we do simplify that. Okay, we got to make sure that we do simplify every one of our fractions. 81 over 49, you'll notice as an improper fraction. If we take the square root of 81 over the square root of 49, square root of 81 is 9, square root of 49 is 7, and this is in lowest terms already, so that would be our final answer, 9 over 7. Finally, root 1 over 225, we split that into the square root of 1 over the square root of 225. Okay, square root of 1 is just 1. The square root of 225 is 15. Okay, and so our answer would be 1 over 15. Okay, that would be our final answer. So the square root of that is 1 over 15. Now, questions 2 through 5 on the assignment right here. Okay, I'm going to get you to go through those 4 questions. Okay, you should have finished question 1 already. Questions 2 through 5. Again, use your perfect squares that we looked at back in learning goal number 10. Okay, those will definitely help you to figure out what the square roots are of certain numbers, and we can then find the square root of fractions as well. Okay, this works the same as a decimal, and I'm just going to show you one quick example. This is off the cuff here. If we think of the example of the square root of 0.25 equals 0.5, which we did earlier, and the square root then of 1/4, okay, square root of 1/4, which is the same as 0.25, is 1 over 2, which is the same as 0.5. So in fact, decimals and fractions give us exactly the same numbers if we're using the same values inside that square root.